It's Alexandra from the Middle-Sized Garden,
And I'm Julie, the florist that teaches.
So we're going to talk about wreaths from your garden prunings today.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Julie's going to show us how to make a twig wreath from tree prunings in our garden. And firstly, she's going to show us how to choose the right twigs.
So we're in the garden and we're going to make a Christmas door wreath, and what I'm looking for is lots of pliable, bendy materials I can give myself a basic shape with. So we've got this lovely ivy here, and it's got a really lovely bendy stem, and it would be great to use, but I'm not going to cut it to use today because I just feel that the leaves are just too big, and you can imagine once that's gone round in a circle, it's just looking too shaggy and too unkempt. But what I might do, if we can't find anything else, is perhaps even take the leaves off and just have the bare stem and coil that round to make that into a wreath. So no for today, but...
Julie also had a look at a conifer that we've got, and its tips are lovely and pliable, but she didn't think that you would get a long enough growth that would actually make a complete sort of circle plus a little bit left over. So in fact, those probably wouldn't work to make a wreath. We've got a pergola which is so overgrown with honeysuckle and clematis and Akebia crenata and all sorts of things. And we've got to clear this back anyway. And Julie can see that an awful lot of the growth here would be perfect for making a wreath. In fact, some of it even seems to have sort of twisted round and seems to be looking absolutely almost ready-made as a wreath.
So this is silver birch, and actually silver birch is one of my favourite things to use, and we have a couple in our garden at home, but what I like to do is after a big wind is I walk around town to my favourite silver birch sites, and I pick this off the floor because it seems to fall quite quickly. But you can see here as I twist that round, it's just making a really pliable dooring, and you'd want to start off about that size. So I would say this would be a really, really good base, and again you could just use it unadorned like that, a couple of strands going round, or if you've got loads of silver birch, just keep adding and adding and adding and get a more substantial wreath form, which you could then thread in your other evergreen foliages if you wanted to, green it up a little bit. So I've got all the green, I've just made a bundle really, like a huge sweeping brush, but got my cut ends all at one end, and then I'm going to just fashion that round into a loop, and you can hear it all starting to crunch a little bit. And the point being that you need to have enough in your hand that you've got a bit of an offshoot, because you need then to put your hand through the wreath and sort of twist that off, and that's what holds it. And then I then move my hand to where the stem's finished and grab the next lot. This one's quite small. Attach on my hand there. Again, put my hand to the middle and guide it all through. And I just keep going round and round. You may find if it all pings away, you might want to tie it off with a bit of string or garden twine, like this one here's a bit mad. And you either embrace the waywardness, or if you really like everything to be neat, you'd go back in and trim out all the strange little bits. And you might want to stop there and just thread and wind these wild bits in if you want a more sort of constrained and a neater looking hoop. But as you're doing it from the garden, I would embrace nature and do what nature. It was something perhaps not quite as circular as I wanted. It's almost a triangle here. So you can either just embrace the triangle, or if you felt that you wanted to conform and go for a circle, that you would just need to go through and just manhandle it into the shapes that you want.
If you want to add Christmas lights, you can hide the battery underneath the ribbon that you use to tie it to the door with. And you could add dried flowers or Christmas decorations or dried fruit, or you could just leave it beautifully simple. So do join us on the Middle-Sized Garden YouTube channel or on Julie Davies Flower Workshop's YouTube channel. There's details in the description below. And I hope you have a happy Christmas. Bye.